Hi everyone, I am Edward de la Cruz Sanipa, 20 years old, and I am B.Ed 3 student. And today, let me present to you my assigned report that entitled A Good Guide to Good Nutrition. Before I am going to go deeper to our core ideas for today, let me present to you my objectives. In the end of this report, you are expected to first know the guide of a good, proper nutrition. Second is to examine the exact equivalent of food intake every day. And the third is to value health as the fundamental human asset. Okay, so now let me present to you the thing or the scope of the things that we are going to talk about today. These are, first is we are going to define nutrition. Second is how we are going to develop good nutrition. Third is the balanced meal, and fourth is the effective nutrition plan. Okay, so am I too fast? If you have any questions or any clarifications or um, any recommendations or concerns, do not hesitate to raise your hand in order for me to identify you. Understand? Okay, so let me present to you our discussion today. But let me start it with the quote from Colin Campbell that states, "Good nutrition creates health in all areas of our existence. All are interconnected." Meaning to say that if an individual has a good condition of his or her body, all is too well in all aspects of his or her life. Now, let us define what is nutrition. Any one of you here can read what is nutrition? Thank you, very good. Nutrition is the study of food in relation to health of an individual, community, or society, and the process through which food is used to sustain life and growth. Meaning to say that nutrition talks about the entirety health, well-being of a person, of what the food he or she should eat and what the food he or she should avoid. And also it talks about the process of how a person sustain his life and growth. Okay, so next we are going to talk about what is this nutrition. Nutrition with regards to its root word from nutrients. Okay, nutrients refers to what is not seen by our naked eye. Nutrients obtained from food. Basically, these nutrients are obtained from foods. These are the things that we cannot see in our naked eyes. So for example, you are eating a unboiled egg, no, so you cannot identify that those egg that you eat has a nutrients, because basically it cannot be seen to our naked eye, but the egg that you eat has a nutrients obtained from it, and one of the nutrients that you can obtain from egg is protein. Okay, so now let's talk about what is food. Food is the substance fulfill our daily requirements of nutrition. Again, as what I am telling you lately, that the nutrients is obtained from food, and this food is the material or the tools that we have to intake in order to obtain those kinds of nutrients. Am I clear? Very good. Let's proceed. Now, let us talk about the proper nutrition. So, why proper nutrition is important? Kaya kailangan naman natin makahibalo kung unsa ang mga proper nga mga nutrition nga para sa tuang body. Um, all living things need food and water to live, no? Basically, an individual, no, a human being or an animal, if he or she cannot intake food and water to his or her life, what will happen? They would die, basically. That is why this basic need, which is the food and water, should be intake of an individual. Okay, so all human beings need good food to live well. So it doesn't mean that a human need food to live. It doesn't mean that anything food that you intake has a beautiful outcome in the end. Because always remember that in order for you to live well, you have to eat good food. Okay? So food is equals to energy. No? So meaning to say that if you eat foods, you have an energy to be obtained. And that energy is measured by calories. So for example, in 1 gram of carbohydrates, it contains 4 calories. For the 1 gram of proteins, it contains 4 calories as well. And in 1 gram of fat, it contains 9 calories. Meaning to say that the more calories that you intake in your body, the more energy you have in your entire day. Okay? So proper nutrition provide the body with nutrients necessary to build, maintain, and repair tissues. This is the reason why we have to know the proper nutrition, because these nutrients that we intake in our body has a beautiful result. First is to build, second is to maintain, and third is to repair the internal defects of our body. Understand? Very good. So let's move to the second input. Next is how to develop a good nutrition. Developing good nutrition is practicing good eating habit. Okay, so very basic and very understandable that if you practice good eating habit, basically you are developing good nutrition. So now I am presenting to you the ways or the steps on how to develop a good nutrition and a sound and healthy well-being. First is eat the right kind and the right amount of food. Anything that is too little and anything that is too much is dangerous. Always take note of that. Anything that is too little, you eat for too little about that thing, is dangerous. And anything that you intake in your body too much of that thing is also dangerous. We have to eat a balance. Okay? Always remember that. Next is pack a home prepared school lunch. This is very evident for the Western people na ilahad yung i-prepare ang ilahang mga children og snack and lunch para may ilahang masiguro nga naa sa saktong nutrients ang gipang intake sa mga bata during sa ilahang kung naa sila sa eskwelahan. Kay unsa may mahitabo kung ang mga bata kung ang mga anak or ang mga bata dili ginapreparean og mga foods nga dapat necessary sa ilahang nga kanon, so yung mahitabo, muna na yung mga malnourished nga mga bata kaya wala na siguro ang proper nutrition sa ilahang lawas. Muna nga necessary nga kung ang mga parents kung i-oblige pa lang dapat jud nga andaman ato ang mga anak or ang mga bata og mga foods nga necessary sa ilahang growth. Next is eat nutritious snacks. This is very hard for the teenager nowadays. Kay kasagaran, tara, mag-sweet foods ta. Muna lang ang madali-dali nilang mga pangalan. Kuanta, french fries or burgers ta. Naikuan dito na milk tea dito. Ana lang ang mostly nga gipang kaon sa mga teenagers, which is not good. Because this is one of the ways on how to develop good nutrition, to avoid or to eat nutritious snacks. Unsa man ang mga necessary or mga nutritious snacks? Potatoes. Let's talk about the french fries. Potatoes is very good because it rich in carbohydrates. But what it make not good is that the thing that they use in order to prepare the french fries. Say for example, fresh ang potato nga ilang gagamit, but the oil that ilang gigamit sa pag-fried sa potato is balik-balik na. So that is not good in our body. Okay? Next is avoid eating spicy food. Muna nga avoid ta sa mga spicy food. Apoy uban ra ba ganahan jud kay mga spicy food. So we have to not to really avoid but to eat less of the spicy foods. Okay? Usahay ipapawala na sa luod good, ng mga halang nga mga pagkaon. Magay usahay but kan siya natog sili atong mga nilufto para pagpawala lang sa kaumay sa iyahang kuan, no? Una siya. So next is have a plenty rest and outdoor exercises. So when we talk about nutrition, it does not always talk about foods that we intake in our body. It's not always about the water or the milk that we intake in our body, but it also involves exercises and rest. No? This is one of the ways how to develop good nutrition. Have a plenty of rest. No, unsa man, let's say for example, no, unsa man ang kinahanglan or a time limit ang usa ka teenager nga dapat mo tulog nga matulog sa gabi. So they should always consume 7 or 6 to 8, no? 6 to 8 hours of rest during night. Okay? And of course, outdoor exercises. Always remember that kung naka sa proper diet and you don't have a proper exercise, now it doesn't really work well. Okay? Next is eat your meal on time and in the company of your family. This is very applicable for the children, no? Kinahanglan nga kumukaon ang bata na agi permanently mag-accompany ang mga parents, no? Para masiguro nga o kini kaon og utan ha. Mag-prepare jud ang parents og utan para na ay nutrients or vitamins nga madulot no sa bata ana. So eat your meals on time. No, ang mga teenager po nga sige unya lang ko ibusog pa man ko bisag dili lang gud ganahan mo gawas og kwarto kay tapulan mo gawas pero sige na lang kay kuan man di ganahan mo gawas manang malipat sa oras kuan na day kay hapon na day kay hapon maniud to. So always remember that this is one of the way to develop a good nutrition, to eat your meals on time. Okay, so that's it. That's are the ways on how we are going to develop a good nutrition. So the next input we are going to talk about is the balanced meal. No, this is very necessary for us of what the food we should eat most or what the food we eat less. Here are the things that we need to consider. The balanced meal. Firstly is the balanced meal. Studies have shown that people who are well nourished generally eat balanced meal. So mo nang ang mahitabo nga kung ang mga tambok ng mga tao, no, dugay kay sila magpaniwang kay dili tungod na sa abnormality sa ilang lawas o dili balance ang meals, ang dili balance ang mga food intakes nila sa ilang body. And also there are those things nga mga niwang po nga dugay kayo motambok. That's also because of the abnormality of their body nga wala pud na balance, no? So that is very very so sad to discuss, but people who are well nourished, generally eat balanced meal. So kung nakita mo ba nga tao nga bisag niwa kay dugay kayo magkasakit or mga tambok po nga dali ra kay magkasakit, mga abnormalities na silang mga lawas tungod sa mga dili kayo ingon nga mga well nourished nga mga person. But a balanced meal contains all of the food nutrients needed by body in the right amount. This is what I am telling you. Mao nga ang tao dali ra kay manampok, ang piuban nga niwang dugay kay mo tambok kay dili mao ang ilang mga pangkaon, no? Kinahanglan nga kung ang kining gitawag nitong balanced meal, no? Muna siya gitawag og mga right amount of food and right kind, no? Right kind and right amount of food that we have to intake to our body in order to balance the things that we eat. Okay? The simplest and easiest way to check the nutritional adequacy of a meal is by using recommended daily allowance or RDA guides provided by the Food and Nutrition Research Institute. Now here I am going to present to you the Filipino food pyramid. These are the food guide for today's lifestyle. Now here you can see that it categorizes from drink a lot to eat most, eat more, eat some, and eat less. So it categorizes of what the food that we have to eat most, or what the food that we have to eat more, or eat some, and of course to eat less. No, so it categorizes here. And to be more specific, I am going to show to you here the table of the specification of the things that we have to intake in our body. So healthy pyramid food group choices. So for instance, for the things that we have to eat most, like rice, root crops, corns, noodles, bread, and cereals, which is rich in carbohydrate, no? So we have to choose more with the broiled or steamed rice, no? We have to choose less for the fried rice kay nag-use naman na siya og oils, di ba? So we have to choose less of that thing. Next is we have to minimize the high fat foods with regards in terms of this rich in carbohydrate food with the french fries, baked potato cream toppings, the egg noodles. We have to minimize that things. Next on the list is the vegetables and green salads. We have to choose more with the boiled or steamed and broiled vegetables. We have to choose less with the vegetable salad with less creamy dressing or Thousand Island. And we have to minimize the high fat food in terms of vegetables and green salads with the vegetable tempura or fried vegetables or chef's salad. Okay? Next is in terms of fruit and juices, we have to choose more with any fresh fruits. No? Next, we have to choose less with the canned fruit in light syrup. So, mura ba ni kasagaran na itong mga pangbuhato, no? In terms of na mga celebration, mga 2 days, or mga fruit cocktail, mura madali-dali na ito palit nga mga fruit salad, which is not really good to practice, no? So, as much as possible, katod yung mga fresh fruits atong mga panggamiton. Okay? Next is, we have to minimize the high-fat foods like fruit prepared with creamy dressing or fruit salad with cream. We have to minimize that foods. Mo just lami jud ba in terms of mga mga occasions, lami jud ba running fruit salads, no? But always remember that for moderation lang, no? I-moderate lang gid nato ang pagkaon or itong minimize lang good. That's okay man. But we have to bear in mind to minimize. Okay? Next on the list is in terms of the fish, poultry, dry beans, nuts, eggs, lean meats, or low-fat dairy. We have to choose more with the chicken skin removed, no? You have to choose more. So, dili na to apilon ang mga chicken skin, no? Sa lechon manok or sa tinolang manok. So, ato siyang i-disregard kay the chicken skin is rich with fats, no? So we have to choose more with the nilaga or the sinigang na mani or the munggo. Okay, the fish and the shellfish broiled. Okay, that's it. So we have to choose less with hot dogs, lean ham, no, mga daing, tuyo, tinapa. We have to choose less of that thing, which is lamig jud ba niya sila, no? Samot mga dali-dali mga instant foods like hot dogs, no? Dali na nato sila maluto, no? Dili nato makakaon. However, we have to less lang. And to minimize the high fat foods like breaded fried chicken, mga ice cream or sundaes, mga bacon or chorizo. Next is the in terms of fats, oil, sugar, and salt. We have to choose more with mustard or ketchup, diet spread, diet margarine, diet mayonnaise. We have to choose less with soy sauce, patis, bagoong, and other condiments. And we have to minimize also the high fat food in terms of fats, oil, sugar, and salt in regular mayonnaise or butter, bacon fat, or kakanang gata. Okay? That's it. So that are the balanced meal. So here we see, no, makita nato kung unsa ang mga pagkaon gi-categorize na gini siya, no, kung unsa atong unsa ang mga pagkaon nga kinahanglan nato nga daghanan og kaon or mga pagkaon pod nga kinahanglan natong i-less pod gamay or ang mga pagkaon nga ato yung i-minimize, no? So that's all about the balanced meal. Okay, so next the last input is the effective nutrition plan. So here we are going to make plan, no, of our nutritional aspect. Now, first is breakfast is the most important meal of the day because always remember that no, sa buntag nagsugod ang mong adlaw, no? So imagine kung wa kay kaon sa buntag pa lang, what energy you obtain in your body, no? Muna siya. Kay always remember food is equals to energy. Nya kung wala ka nagkaon, wala kay energy. Always remember that. Take note of that. Next is attempt to eat 4 to 6 meals per day. Okay na gani no nga 3 meal per day. Okay naman ta na pero gi-states dire nga we have to attempt to eat 4 to 6 meals per day. Next is minimum of 8 glasses of water per day. This is very common. This is very very normal. We have to really drink 8 glasses of water per day. Next is to attempt to consume carbohydrates, proteins, fat in every meal. Okay, so kanon kanon og sudan dapat naagyod every meal. Next is vegetables are best source of vitamins and minerals. No, this is very common pod, very understood nga vegetables contain sila minerals and vitamins. That's why nga as much as possible every meal naagi na sila makita gid na siya ang kining mga vegetables para at least every meal na ay vitamins and minerals nga ma-intake ang tawo, no? Next is read labels and understand serving sizes. This is very applicable if you are out eating, no? Kung mag-out eating ka, no? Always read labels and understand the serving sizes. Kung mong nakita nga, uy, too much siya ang fats ani nga kuan nga pagkaon, so we have to lang disregard this one na lang, lahi na lang ana. Now, so you have to really read labels and understand serving sizes. Next is supplements should always used as supplements. And next is make a lifestyle change. Diets often fail. As much as possible, you have to eat a meal good. Di pasabot na kung mag-diet ka, mag-skip ka og meals. Because giingon gay diri nga mo attempt ka og 4 to 6 meals per day. Nya mag-attempt pa jud ka og dili mo kaon, mag-skip og meals. So that's not good. No, that's why ingon sila diet nya mo skip og meal. That is wrong. Because diets often fail good. So as much as possible, you have to eat meals with the right amount, right kind of food with a lot of nutrients in it. Okay, so let me present to you the category of the by age, no? So it ranges 3 to 12 years old, and the thing they should eat, no? So for the go foods or rice and alternatives, for 3 to 5 years old, they should consume 1/2 cup of cooked rice. For 6 to 9 years old, they should consume 3/4 cup of cooked rice. And 10 to 12 years old, they should consume 1 cup cooked rice. Okay? That as basic. So you have to take a look on the other parts na lang. Next is for the grow foods, which is fish and alternatives. For 3 to 5 years old, he or she should consume 1 slice of large variety of fish. Example, bangos and all. Next is for the 6 to 9 years old, they should consume 1/2 slice of large variety of fish. And for 10 to 12 years old, they should consume 1 slice of large variety of fish. Next is the glow food in terms of vegetables. Now, for 3 to 5 years old, they should consume 1/2 cup of cooked vegetables. For 6 to 9 years old, they should consume 3/4 cups of cooked vegetables. And for 10 to 12 years old, they should consume 3/4 to 1 cup of cooked vegetables. Okay, so let's move to the glow food in terms of fruits. So for the 3 to 5 years old, they should consume 1/2 to 1 medium-sized fruit. For 6 to 9 years old, they should consume 1 medium-sized fruit. And for the 10 to 12 years old, they should consume 1 medium-sized fruit. And the last is for the water and milk intake a day, every day. For 3 to 5 years old, they should consume 5 or more glasses of water throughout the day and 1 glass of milk a day. For 6 to 9 years old, they should consume 6 or more glasses of water a day and 1 glass of milk a day. And lastly, the 10 to 12 years old should consume 8 or more glasses of water every day and 1 glass of milk a day. So now as you can see, it categorizes, it ranges from um, by age, no? So dira to makita ang mga food intake, the food that they should intake to their body in terms of age. So muna siya, muna tanan ang effective nutrition plan. So all throughout my discussion, it really talks about the nutrition, no? Nutrition of the body of an individual. What are the things that, what are the foods that they need to eat more? What are the food that they need to eat less? Or what are the food that they need to eat um, more? No? So what are the liquids that they need in their body in order to have a good nutrition in their body? Okay, so I think that's all of my discussion for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you've learned something from me. So later part, the facilitator will going to question one of you about the things I about to um, deliver. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. And again, this is Edward D. Sanipa, your reporter. Thank you.